Hello and welcome to the Southeast Iowa Union News Break. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Today's top stories: the Washington School District tweaked its attendance policy over the summer, with the school year kicking off today on Tuesday. They've now officially taken effect. The biggest change affects extracurricular attendance. The new policy states that students must attend school from 12 p.m. Onward to participate in after-school activities unless the absence is approved in advance. We've had a lot of students in the past go home sick and then show up later for an event, Superintendent Willie Stone said. If students go home sick from school and have a fever, they're not supposed to be back within 24 hours, so this is more of a student protection thing. The school board has also adjusted its truancy policy. Previously, disciplinary action for unexcused absences was at the principal's discretion. Under the new rules, the process is more structured based on how many days a student misses. After 5 unexcused absences or 12 total days missed in a quarter, the school will make an individual attendance plan or an IAP. If the IAP fails for the student reaches a total of 20 unexcused absences, the district may set up a mediation with the county attorney's office. People's pets in well-kept cars surrounded the square in Washington on Sunday in town for the annual Paws and More car show. Organizers from the animal shelter said they registered 20 to 30 more cars and raised about double the funds compared to last year's show, easily setting a record for the group. The organization restructured its annual event this year with programming that went beyond the already impressive display of vehicles. The show featured dancers, a choir, vendors, a donkey, games, and a kissing booth of puppies and kittens. The show is already the shelter's biggest annual fundraiser. Shelter Director Amber Talbot said it provided an array of opportunities for a community that was happy to chip in. It gets sponsors, there's the car registration component, then there's the lunch that we serve around 300 people every year, she said. With adding more activities for free will donations, that makes a big difference too. This is kind of a diverse event that allows people to give and support the shelter in various different ways. As an outdoor event away from the shelter building, Talbot said, the Paws staff and volunteers needed a hand making everything come together. Coordination of the show falls to the Corn Country Cruisers, a local car enthusiast group. Talbot said she was grateful for their support. It's a very successful partnership. We would not be able to do it without them, she said. They have such a big following that we promote this months before the actual event because the car club, they're all gathering throughout the spring and summer. Library staff are asking the public to provide feedback on the building's resources, programs, catalog, and overall priorities. The Washington Library has launched a survey available on its website that administrators say will shape the building's strategic plan. The form is open until September 15th, after which the board will start combing through results, checking other data, and brainstorming ideas, with the goal of enacting a new strategic plan at the start of next year. As everybody knows, libraries over the last couple of years have already changed their services, and our community's personal habits and ways of using the library have changed too, Library Director Carrie Ann Siegfried said. This is a perfect time for us to reassess where we are and where we're going and what community needs from us. The library board hopes to complete the strategic plan by the end of 2022, while the expected launch in 2023 would be about a year ahead of schedule. Siegfried said it was needed. Our current strategic plan actually doesn't expire for quite a while, but when that strategic plan was put together, that was pre-pandemic, and it was kind of like another world, she said. And the end of this calendar year will be in time for the city's budget planning process. That was our top stories. It is now time for obituaries. Sue Heston of Monroe passed away on August 20th at the age of 84. Services will be held at 10 a.m. on August 27th at Fairfield Friends Church. Banner Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Paul M. Wagner of Winfield passed away on July 31st at the age of 62. A celebration of life will be held on August 26th at 10:30 a.m. at the Murphy Funeral Home in Mount Pleasant. Murphy Funeral Home in Mount Pleasant is in charge of the arrangements. Robert Bob Russell Etkin of Danville passed away on August 21st at the age of 99. Private family services will be held at 11 a.m. August 24th at Elliott Chapel in New London. A celebration of life for Megan Mary Reed of Fairfield will be held from 2 to 5 p.m. August 27th at Jefferson County Park, shelter number 3. Jimmy M. Lawrence Marr of Wayland passed away August 20th at the age of 55. No services are planned at this time. Murphy Funeral Home in Mount Pleasant is assisting with the arrangements. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we will have the weather and sports.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
Welcome back to the Southeast Iowa Union News Break. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. We have sports coming up, but first, the weather.
The weather is brought to you by Jacqueline Ariola, LLC.
Come visit Jackie in her new location downtown. She is ready to serve Washington and the surrounding community. We can expect more of the same this week. Today has been partly cloudy with a high of 81 and a low of 60. Tomorrow it will be partly cloudy again with a high of 85 and a low of 65. Thursday, we will also see partly cloudy skies with a high of 82 and a low of 63. We will end our work week with partly cloudy skies and a high of 80 and a low of 61. And wouldn't you know it, Saturday will be partly cloudy with a high of 83 and a low of 66. That was the weather. It is now time for sports.
Sports, brought to you by Fairway.
The high school volleyball season has finally begun for an abundance of schools around the Union coverage area. A trio of those teams competed on Monday night in the annual Keota varsity tournament. Keota, Highland, and Hillcrest Academy all took part in the competition. Lone Tree, Tri-County, and English Valleys also battled in the opener. Out of the Union area squads, it was Keota picking up the highest placement. The Eagles placed third in their home tournament, finishing with a record of 2-1. Keota defeated Lone Tree and fell to Tri-County before rebounding with a win over Highland in 3 sets for the third place finish. Highland and Hillcrest Academy both went 1-2 on the night. Highland's first victory in pool play came against the Ravens, but the Huskies then lost against English Valleys, followed by the third place loss to Keota. Along with their loss to Highland, the Ravens dropped their second match to English Valleys, but were able to bounce back in the 5th place match with a win over Lone Tree in 2 sets. The final tournament standings are Tri-County 3-0, English Valleys 2-1, Keota 2-1, Highland 1-2, Hillcrest Academy 1-2, and Lone Tree 0-3. An additional 4 Union area volleyball teams opened their season on Monday night in Wayland, competing in the Waco volleyball tournament. Waco, Van Buren, Columbus, and Pekin all took part in the season opening tournament. Centerville, Louisa Muscatine, Sigourney, and Wapello were all present as well. Teams were separated into 2 pools with Waco, Centerville, Columbus, Louisa Muscatine in Pool A. Van Buren, Wapello, Sigourney, and Pekin were placed in Pool B. There was no championship round as teams solely competed through pool play. Although there was no champion crown per se, it was the Warriors of Waco coming away at the top overall record of the night, 3-0. The hosts looked solid in the early season competition, downing both Columbus and Louisa Muscatine in 2 sets, while going the distance with 3 sets against Centerville. Waco defeated Columbus in both sets 21-9 and 21-17. The Warriors then followed up with a 21-13, 19-21, and a 15-6 victory over Centerville. In their final match, the Warriors thrashed Louisa Muscatine 21-5 and 21-6. Pekin was competitive in every match it played, but the Panthers never got a win in their 3 matches. Along with the loss to Van Buren, Pekin was also defeated by Wapello and Sigourney. The Panthers lost to Sigourney 21-12 and 21-17. Against Wapello, Pekin was topped in 2 sets as well, 21-13 and 21-12. The Pool A final standings were Waco 3-0, Centerville 2-1, Columbus 1-2, L&M 0-3. Pool B final standings were Van Buren 2-1, Wapello 2-1, Sigourney 2-1, and Pekin 0-3. That was the top stories for Washington and the surrounding area. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This is the Southeast Iowa Union News Break, and I will see you next time.